Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
Anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
Nice with my controls. If it keeps knocking my audios out, I have to keep re-putting them in. That's the one I want. All right. So qualifying just about to begin here tonight for the Roughneck Racing. As we're currently looking at, let's see if we can get something up here for us to see.
Good luck, everybody.
Apparently you guys couldn't hear me as they're working down the big corner, looking to see that number 49 trying to get up there to get underneath of the 6 machine. So that's Hennings working on trying to get around Phillips. Melton trying to get around Phillips. The 74 of Hennings right there behind him. Down the front stretch here. Everybody's still kind of single file as we're on board. Down the back stretch here, front to back, side by side. As we said earlier, there is no points on the board tonight. So everybody's just out here to have fun. There you see the 82 going to the inside of Steven's shoe. He works down. There's the 74 of Hennings trying to make a move on it. And Hennings not able to, as it looks like we might go. And I thought maybe we were going to water the wide. But Hennings and Daniel decided not to try to do that right at this moment. They're working down here through the corner. Henning still sitting there in fourth. John Daniels there in fifth. Stephen Shue sixth. Matthew Gall in seventh. Johnny Hurst eighth. Jimmy Highland there in ninth. Chris Baldwin in 10th. Matthew Barker there in 11th. Jeff Scott 12th. James Wagoner 13th. Richard Evans in 14th. Richard Hurst back here in 15th. As Evans looked to the inside and even outside there. Looks like he's on the outside. These drivers are battling very hard. Not sure what exactly I'm hitting here on the keyboard to turn my headphone mode on the 103, but I am, and that's a little irritating. Richard Hurst back here in that number 20th, battling alongside Richie Evans. I'm sorry, no, that's Benjamin Richards. Boy, am I getting confused here tonight. Andrew Smith out front as our leader. Chris Melton there in second. Richard 2 laps down. I think he's no, he's back here. Just 2 laps down early on in this race. Out front is still Chris Melton. I'm sorry, Andrew Smith. Chris Melton in second. Chris Phillips here for third. As Phillips tries to hold off the 74 of Hennings. Hennings getting a run in here. Trying to see who's down here on the inside. That's the 02. John Daniels getting around. Hennings now coming down here into corner number 3. And 78, don't count him out either. Matthew Gall trying to work his way up through the field. And Shue up into that outside wall, brushes in a little bit. Okay, we'll try that. See if that works any better. I don't understand why it does that, but I'm here. I appreciate all the feedback as it just helps me work out here. As we got a caution here, Barker, part of it, along with Rick Baldwin. As we're getting ready to see what exactly happened here. As we come into the corner, looks like we had a car come up to the top side. What the heck happened there to the 96? That was Matthew Barker that I saw going around there. Not exactly sure what happened. As you see this, the 96 come in. I'm confused on what sent him around. Did he get neck coated maybe? Let's see if this tells us. Because we see the 74 go up the racetrack. Yeah, he got neck coated around. Off of the 19. Whoa. That's some tough luck there for Matt Barker, as he had nothing to do with that and ended up being in the crossfire in that number 19. Or I'm sorry, in that number 96, the 19 bouncing off of Brian Hennings in that number 74. On board with Matthew now, or Ace, as some would know him as. Jimmy Pilant up here in at number 29, sitting in 7th. Jeff Scott back here in 9th. James Wagoner in 10th. Ricky Evans sitting 11th. Everybody coming to pit lane except for a couple cars. Looks like Pilant will stay out. Smith will stay out here at lap number 9 tonight. As we're on board with Smith. We're riding under caution. Smith is out front. Let's see here. Lights are still on the pace car. We'll see what the lights do this time by. Pace laps very long here at Indianapolis.
Well, after review was the O2 and the Sim 4 did hit, but then the Sim 4 did go down to turn with no steering that caused the wreck. So 74, you will get a EOL. Just let me know when you're back to the field.
Side by side, Smith still out front. Pilant out there on the outside. You got John Daniels on the inside in row number 2.
Another 4 bottles.
Okay, thanks.
Side by side, pace cars off. The 74 of Hennings trying to get caught back up to the field. Here, as they come to the green flag, they're down and away. Rowdy getting a great restart there on the high side as they roar down here into 1. And in through the short chute in the corner number 2. Side by side there for third as the 02 of Daniels and the 49 of Melton fight side by side for that third position. That outside lane getting a pretty good move on now as Melton gets by, but that 6 is there. Daniels, be careful as now the 4 of Smith goes back for the lead. After he came in, got some tires and fuel, he's back out front here at lap number 12. The 49 of Melton working on the inside now as they come through the corner onto the backstretch. Down through the straightaway here on the front stretch. Sorry, I might have got myself turned around once again. Down here in the corner number 1. At the 49 of Melton gets out front now around Chris Phillips. Andrew Smith falling back once again. Back here to third. Jimmy Pollan sitting in fourth rate now with John Daniels here in fifth. Stephen Shue trying to work his way up through the field. And you got the 58 there of Johnny Hurst in seventh. And he's going to try to work his way there up. Okay, we got Richard Hurst as well as they're battling side by side in that number 58 and 20. For that 7th and 8th position. Jeff Scott back there in 8th. Or I'm sorry, Jeff Scott in 9th. Matthew Gall in 10th. That is your top 10 drivers. Here we see Rowdy under fire from the 0-2 of Daniels. As Daniels working that inside. And the 4 of Andrew Smith had to drop down. And he's going to try to block that run that John Daniels is currently getting. As they come back through the short chute here. Oh, me and this dang keyboard are not getting along tonight. Chris Melton out front, and there's jostling for position. We're on board with Stephen Shue as he's trying to battle for that third position here on the inside. Coming off of 4, he gets that position. Coming down the front stretch, Shue trying to hold everybody back, but way out front down here coming into 1. That's Chris Melton and Chris Phillips at number 49 and 6 machine here tonight. Stephen Shue trying to hold the pack up a little bit. Back here in that 5th position. Or 3rd position, I mean.
No pressure, Chris.
And it's still Melton out front with Phillips there in second. Stephen Shue still trying to hold on to the 3rd position. And Jimmy Pilot having issues here as he's crashed. We're going to take a look back at what happened to Pilot as they work off the corner here. What happened to Pilot? He's sitting there in that Budweiser number 29 up there against the outside. Ends up tapping that outside wall, comes down across, and gets a hit from it looked like the 78 of Matthew Gall. They're working down here. There you see, piling up in the wall here. There's Matthew Gall right there, picking the right side of that machine up as Pilot comes down across. Has to try to check up and, whoa, hold on to it. Who is that skating it across the racetrack? That looks to be the blue number 20 tonight of Richard Hurst. Skating it across, trying to avoid contact.
Can't hear you, Johnny.
Well, since we're under caution again, let's see if we can grab one of the drivers here and get their input about the fun night tonight.
Still can't hear you, Johnny.
Good evening, Chris. It's Adam up here in the booth. How's it going?
All right, man. What's going on?
Not doing too bad. How's your race feeling tonight?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Phil Carter feels pretty good, so we'll see what we can do here.
Well, it looks like you got your teammate there, Stephen Shue, behind you. You think you guys can keep it up front for this non-points race
Do
tonight?
you have to hit any more 29, or are you?
Yeah, I wish we could have got around Jimmy there a little faster. We could have had a little three-car breakaway.
I have to pit.
It'd be nice for me and him and
Okay.
team up there on Chris. I think that's what it's going to take to get around him. So we'll see what we got.
Alrighty. Well, it's definitely going to be a fun one here tonight, watching guys around Indianapolis, and it's another one of them tricky tracks to some people might look at it and it's just four corners. Yeah, well, it's a tricky four corners because you got that short chute between the corners.
Yeah, it's got 4 different corners. They're all different. You got to take them all different angles. It's a fun track for me. I really like it.
So you're saying turns 1 and 3 are you enter them a little different, even though that they look kind of the same on broadcast?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Maybe that's why I end up being slow. Is I try to enter them all. I try to enter the two sides of the track about the same.
There you go.
Alrighty, well, good luck, and we'll see if you're still up front here towards the end of this one tonight.
All right, man. Have a good one.
So that was Chris Phillips there in the number 6 machine, currently sitting in second. His teammate Stephen Shue right there behind him in that 00 machine.
I forgot to use my fast repair, so I'm going to have to pit again.
Alright. Hey, Ricky. I see you.
Still can't hear you, Johnny. I'm out now.
Okay, guys, we are going green this time.
Lights are out. They're side by side. Everybody's getting lined back up, and there goes my mouse. Oh, great. Sorry about that. My mouse did something funky and ended up bringing up my screenshot stuff. So that's kind of why we paused for a moment, but we are back live here and rolling along. Stupid mouse and keyboard. I don't know what's up with the two tonight. They're not wanting to cooperate too well. As we're back underway here on lap 21 of 60. Lights are out. Waiting for Fred to pull that machine down there in the pit lane. We're going to get set to rock and roll here again. And why don't we go and do a little bit of Heat It Up tonight for the Roughneck Racing Gen 6 Series, brought to you here by the James Wagoner Welding. That's tough to hear there, Wyatt. Hopefully you're doing a little better now as we're still racing here at Indianapolis. Back on board with Steven Shue as he battles it out up here in the top five. Currently sitting there in fourth position. Chris Melton in third. And at number 49. And the teammates, Chris Phillips out front. John Daniels there in the O2 sitting in second. And Phillips is hoping that he can get Shue up there to help him out a little bit, as Shue's currently sitting in fourth. Benjamin Richards fifth, with Jeff Scott there in sixth. Andrew Smith in 7th. Johnny Hurst 8th. Ace is there in 9th, with Rick Baldwin currently sitting 10th. Brian Hennings and Tony Richards laps down here this evening. I come up the corner, and we got the 56 up into the wall. That's Benjamin Richards coming down. I think he might have touched another machine, and there he goes. Now he's around down into the 19. And did Matthew, oh boy, another slam there. That's going to take him out from the race, I believe, as he's now got that car. Mess sitting down there on pit road, and wow, what a wreck.
I got a black flag trying to miss that accident.
There you see, he comes down, collects the 19, does catch the front end of Gall. Gall gets it straight around, and wow, what a hit there. He comes down, and looks like he hits the entrance to pit road. Try to see if we can get a better angle at this. As you'll see him come down here, and he'll try to get it straightened out, and unfortunately, just not able to do it in time, and catches that barrier. And the 20 of Richard Hurst, nowhere for him to go, and ends up slamming into the 56 as well. And that 56 machine torn up a lot after that one, as you see the cables holding that that left front on.
Hey, Doug, I don't see no cone. Can you see?
Tough break there for Benjamin Richards, as he's going to be hurting for a little bit on that one. As we got the drivers split coming down pit lane, and I'm trying to see who the other that's going to be Richard Hurst back here, missing his front clip as well. That number 20 machine rolling down here on the pit lane.
Lucky dog coming high.
Getting a little, look like a quick repair down there. Back out onto the racetrack he'll come. And number 52 of Tony Richards getting a lap back. Chris Melton out front. At number 49, John Daniels there second. Jeff Scott third. Andrew Smith fourth. Johnny Hurst currently sitting there in fifth. Those are your top 5 drivers. Moving back into sixth is Matthew Barker, Jason Kinney, Tim Richardson piling there in ninth, and Chris Phillips. He'll round out your top 10. And we'll be back after this short message from our sponsor.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
I'm like, you.
Leader does have choice on what lane they want.
Oh, man. Goofy stream deck here. I'm telling you, I don't know what's up with my controls here tonight.
It's on the leader.
Lights are out. We're getting ready to go green. Jeff Scott here in fourth. Andrew Smith third. John Daniels in second. Chris Melton is our control card down there on the inside in that number 49 machine.
How about we go on green?
Yeah, I'd probably go on green just to be safe.
Fred will whip that thing down there on the pit lane, and there he goes. Whips it in, almost drifts it around the cone there. As they come down the front stretch, everybody side by side, and green flag racing once again here at Indianapolis for the Roughneck Racing James Wagoner Welding Gen 6 Series. Down here into the corner. Front to back. It is going to be, there you see the Jeff Scott machine trying to work his way up the front, but the battle there for third between Andrew Smith and Chris Melton as Melton got passed by Daniels. Daniels out front. There's Matt, or Ace, as some might know, sitting there in fifth. Chris Phillips, sixth. James Wagoner currently sitting back here in 14th as he's got a hornet's nest of cars in front of him. The likes of Jimmy Pilan. There you see the 58 of Johnny Hurst. Jason Kinney there as well. The 20 machine of Richard Hurst trying to move his way back up through the field. Tony Richards coming back into the pits. And Brian Hennings back here in the back. In that number 74 machine, trying to just get some laps under his belt. Benjamin Richards in the 56 machine. Trying to see where our broken car went to. I can't remember who that was. As everybody single file coming off of the corner. Except for the 58 there of Johnny Hurst as he got up into that outside wall, exiting that corner. As they're coming off of corner number 2, coming off of corner number 4 down the front stretch. As we hit lap 30. And there goes the 58. He's going around down there on the inside, but he saves it. I'm sorry, not the 58. That was the, who was that down there? Trying to get a look at which green car that was. Not sure, but I know I saw him get loose. That's the 56 of Benjamin Richards. That's who that was. Benjamin Richards getting a little loose there off the corner. Ends up getting it slid down there to the inside. Andrew Smith back out front here with Chris Phillips there in second. Chris Melton there in third. Stephen Shue in fourth. And he's under fire there. And we got one down there on the apron trying to figure out who that is. That is the 52 of Tony Richards. Coming down around the apron, getting out of the way of the leaders. As they come back up onto the bottom of the apron, off of 2 as they all storm down the backstretch. Side by side for the lead is Chris Phillips and Andrew Smith. Andrew Smith on the outside in that number 4. Chris Phillips in that lead as they come off of corner number 3, down through the short chute into 4. Back there onto the front stretch. As they come storming down to the starting line, and it's going to be Chris Phillips as the leader. Chris Melton there in third. Well, no, now back to fourth. As Stephen Shue got around him, coming into 1 and 2. And here we go. Through corner number 2. Back out onto the backstretch. John Daniels here in 5th. Tim Richardson in 6th. Richard Hurst in 7th. Jason Kinney sitting back here in 8th with Jimmy Pyle and Rowdy looking to the inside of Kinney as they come down the backstretch down here in the corner number 3. Side by side, Pyle down there on the inside, Kinney on the outside. Kinney down through the corner and side by side still. Trying to see what other battles we got. There's James Wagoner trying to work his way up through the field as he's there on the bumper of the 89 of Alan Bergen. Now they work down the front stretch. We're on board right here with James Wagoner. As he's looking, as the Wagner machine is up there on the high side. Battles going on all over the place back here. Side by side, out of the corner. James Wagoner up there up top. Back down here in the corner. Everybody's still trying to find their position. As it looks like Matt Ace is getting a little bit of pressure from the 89. They come storming down here in the corner number 1 once again here at lap 34. So we are halfway done with tonight's race. Sorry, give me one moment trying to get my back, get a drink here. As they're side by side down the backstretch. You'll see there the likes of the 30 of Wagner down there on the inside trying to get up there into the top 10. We're on board. Here you see the 56 machine of Benjamin Richards ahead of Wagner. He is a lap down machine, but trying to get up there to battle for his lap back as he's there underneath of Kinney. Kinney holding strong there on the outside. Chris Phillips still the race leader with Andrew Smith there in second, but the battle rages on for second as Stephen Shue now shoots to the inside, battling hard down here onto the backstretch. And Phillips trying to figure out which lane he wants to go with. Either he going to block Smith or is he going to block Shue as Shue's working down there, and Richards having problems back here, and he's all torn up. We'll have to go back and see exactly what happened to Richards.
Super fun there, see.
Yeah, we was playing.
There you see the lap down machine of Richards, the 30 machine of Wagner there on the outside. Not exactly sure what happened here. Did he get a help from behind? He ends up down there on the apron a little bit, comes back up the racetrack, comes up and into the side of Wagner, gets that front end broke loose, and just like that, he ends up sliding down across and meeting that inside wall, and oh dear, he hits it at the angle. What a hit there. Bounces, look at that, bounce off of that 56 machine as he comes back across and into the outside wall. Wow, what a hit there for Richards.
Sorry, James, I was off the gas.
We'll take another look at it here and ride on board with Richards. Now we come off the corner. He's trying to hold it down. Cannot. Ends up getting into the side and ends up into that inside wall. Then into the outside wall. And then takes it back and calls for the tow truck to take him back to pit road. Tough night there for Richard, Benjamin Richards. As he's sitting there on pit road with all the other drivers coming down to meet him here on this lap. Chris Phillips pitted lap 25. We got 24 laps to go. The 74, Brian Hennings getting a lap back here. James Wagoner moving up. So you got some of these drivers that pitted at lap 25. You got others that are pitting now. Interesting to see the different strategies taking place at the moment. As Chris Phillips, your race leader, Stephen Shue right there behind him. And that's kind of where those two wanted to be tonight, front to back, working as a team with Foothills Motorsports. Shue and Phillips running front to back there for 1 and 2. Hoping they can keep it that way through the rest of the final laps here. Everybody, all the laps are winding down, counting down here. Hope everybody's enjoying the racing so far here from Indianapolis.
Okay, 56, you did walk into the 30, which is going to ball and the track to more cars. This is your second rest, so you will get an EOL and a black tag directly.
Outside, well, I parked myself for one.
Did you say that again, George?
I was just saying I'm taking out myself. The clock's too late.
Everybody trying to work together here as everybody's getting lined back up. Before they take the green once again, let's take another word here from our sponsor.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
Front to back, everybody side by side here, getting ready, and it looks like Shue having a little bit of connection issues there just for a moment as he's blinked out. Phillips taking a high side, Shue down there on the inside, Wagoner down on the inside. I work off the corner. We'll keep an eye on Fred, that pace car driver, as he whips it like he's been doing all night into that pit lane.
Okay, 89, you're going to move up closer to the 6.
There he goes, down there in the pit lane, getting it around that cone at the entrance, and they're coming down the front stretch. Here with 23 laps to go at the moment. It'll be 22 when they take the green flag. Down here into corner number 1, Wagoner getting a decent restart. Shue also getting a decent restart there on the inside. As Phillips was our leader, now he's battling hard to get back down there onto the inside, get behind Shue as they work off of corner number 1, down through the short chute into corner number 2. Wagoner looking down on the inside here at lap with 22 to go at Indianapolis. Everybody fighting for position. As we got Melton back here in at number 49. Andrew Smith there in the 5th position. And he's looking to the inside of Melton as they work down here in the corner 3. And now in the 4. Side by side as Melton's trying to hold on as they come down here through the front stretch. It's still Shu leading the race, but it is chaos behind them with 21 laps to go. Now back down here into corner number 1. Side by side is Phillips and Daniels. Where'd Wagner go? Wagner fell back a little bit as everybody's trying to battle it out up front here. Wonder if that was a strategy call on his part or if he just truly fell back, as there goes Rowdy trying to work his way up through the front of the pack. As Chris Melton and Stephen Shu, look how close those drivers are as they are working down the backstretch. Down here in the corner number 3. And Stephen Shu and Andrew Smith, Stephen Shu and Phillips end up going up to the high side. And here comes the 0-2 of Daniels down here underneath Phillips. And Shu falls back a little bit. Chris Phillips and Stephen Shu still together. But there are some fast competitors out there as we're now at 20 laps to go, coming down into corner number 1. Front to back, it is Melton, Smith, Daniels, Shu, Phillips for your top 5. We're on board with Andrew Smith as he's trying to chase down the leader of Chris Melton. Getting a little loose, it seems, coming off the corner when he needs to keep them wheels underneath him as everybody's fighting for position a little farther back. You'll see the likes of Rick Baldwin at number 19 trying to hold off the drivers behind him. Up there a little farther ahead of them, though, is Ryland Rowdy as he's working off the corner, trying to keep Phillips behind him. Richard Hurst between Stephen Shu and Phillips as the 58 of Johnny Hurst tries to get underneath, and whoa, getting a little tight there coming off the corner. And on the front stretch here in the corner number 1, making it 19 laps to go. Chris Melton still our race leader. Andrew Smith in 2nd. John Daniels there in 3rd. Jimmy Powell in 4th with Chris Phillips there in 5th. Back down here, it's 6th. It's Richard Hurst, followed by Johnny Hurst in 7th. Stephen Shu 8th. James Wagner 9th. Jeff Scott here in 10th. That is rounding out your top 10 here this evening so far. And Shu getting up there, and it looks like the 30 of James Wagner got into that outside wall just a little bit, slowing him down, and that's going to bring that number 38 of Jeff Scott up through the field a little bit as he's now looking to get around Stephen Shu there on the inside. As they work off the corner. In the corner number 2, if I'm correct, we'll see. And it is 2. They're coming down the back, that's the front stretch, coming down here to the stripe to make it 18 laps to go. Chris Melton out here in front still. John Daniels 2nd. Back here, Jeff Scott still trying to work his way up through. And he's got drivers all around him. Kinney trying to go under Wagner as they work off of 1 here into corner number 2, down into the back stretch.
Go ahead on the inside of it. I got an old car.
Wagner trying to help Kinney to get up through. That way he can maybe force his way up through as well.
Same here, Ace. I'm on those tires.
Now on the front stretch here. Chris Phillips doing all he can to try to get that machine back going the right direction up through the front of the pack, but has lost ground to some of these drivers. Richards in the pit lane. So Tony Richards and Benjamin Richards both in the pit lanes right now. Pylan sitting here in 4th. John Daniels 3rd with Andrew Smith there in 2nd. Chris Melton out there in front. Richard Hurst back here in 5th. Jeff Scott 6th. Johnny Hurst there in 7th. Chris Phillips, like we said, sitting 8th. Ace there in 9th. Stephen Shu in 10th. James Wagner is falling back into the 11th position. Rick Baldwin 12th. Ricky Evans here in 13th. Tim Richardson there at 14th. Alan Bergen on pit road in that number 89. Matthew Gall in the number 78 machine. Lap down here late in this one as they come across for 16 laps to go. Chris Melton still up front. Andrew Smith in 2nd. John Daniels there in 3rd. As they come off the corner, and looks like Smith got a little loose. That almost spelled disaster for him as that let Daniels get a run as they work now back out here onto the backstretch. Daniels trying to chase him down, but Pylan doing what he can to try to chase these guys down as well. as they're heading back into corner number corner number 3. Steven Shu
Yeah, pass me, Tony.
has a problem, and yellow flag is back out here at Indianapolis.
Hit me with that shoe, I apologize.
So I'm unsure. We're going to have to go back and kind of see what happened there, as all of a sudden we're on board with him on the inside, and he just all of a sudden just got loose. Looks like the 2 come up and tapped him. That would have been the 2 of Tim Richardson coming in and getting on the corner of Shu. I don't know if Shu just didn't realize that the 2 was coming in down there on the low side. As we'll see coming here, you can see the 00 driving it into the corner. And the 2 is down there on that white line. And they just come together down there on the bottom side of the racetrack. Great save there for the 2. Unfortunate, though, for Shu. That spelled disaster up there into that outside wall as Shu goes around. Chris Melton, the race leader. Everybody coming down pit road here with 15 to go as we're under caution. This is our 5th caution of the night. Matthew Gall getting the wave around. We're on board with John Daniels. He's trying to save fuel, it sounds like.
You're gonna have to pass me, Chris.
Zero two to cleanse out. Time to restart. And did we ever say whether it's green or just what?
You might as well just go on green, because there's no real restart zone.
We've been going on green.
All right. Thank you, Chris.
Oh, that's winding down. Here tonight, 4. The Roughneck Racing James Wagoner Welding Gen 6 Series. We're going to take a quick commercial break and be right back.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
We're back here. Lights are out on the pace car. We're about ready to go. Green flag racing. Once again here with 13 laps on the board at the moment to go. And it'll be 12 to go when they finally take that green flag.
It was on me, and I'm not here for points.
Richard
I'll
Hurst
go to the
here
back.
in second.
Throw it to green.
Sitting on the inside. We're riding on board with him now.
And I don't know if it was you or not, but I just let it through the process. Why are we a half a straightaway behind the pace car?
I have no idea. I was maintaining 70 or something. I never paced it. Yep.
Chris Melton looks like
It
he's
was
dropping
not
back a little bit.
intentional for me to fall behind pace.
Maybe unsure where he's supposed to be in line.
All right, I got distracted. I did below pace speed. I apologize for that. Not intentional.
Okay, I'm only seeing the 20 that did it.
Rick Baldwin sitting here in fourth. Richard Hurst, he's kind of been just slowly moving his way through the field here tonight as he's now up here in the second. Not sure what he's doing as he dropped back here and dropped down on the apron. He's dropping to the back. We have John Daniels and Rick Baldwin now our front row as they come down the front stretch to the flag. Pace car whips off. Here we go. We're going green flag racing with 11 laps to go when they cross the line. The James Wagoner Welding Gen 6 Series. Chris Melton there in third. Rick Baldwin sitting in second, doing a great job here. But that 39 machine, we know he's quick here at Indianapolis tonight. Down there on the inside, Chris Phillips knows what it might take to try to get up there to beat him as he's working his way up through the field, currently sitting in sixth as he's looking to the inside as he's following Milton right now. Or Melton, I'm sorry, not Milton. Melton up through the field. As the two of them try to work on that inside lane. Shoe down there on the inside as well. There you see the six. Down there in fifth as they work off the corner. John Daniels still up front, and it is chaos up on the high side of the racetrack, and that looks to be the 49 of Melton. Possibly having, or is that, oh dear. No, that's the 58 of Johnny Hurst and Ricky Evans in the 14. 14 and 58 get together, bringing out another caution flag.
Still can't hear you, bro. Pace car is now backstretch.
I love you, Johnny.
So it's just everybody stacked up. Melton getting into the outside wall, Baldwin getting into the outside wall, and in the 58 and 14 just kind of hook up and just end up sticking it together on the outside lane. Don't look like it's too much damage, so they both should still be able to continue just fine here tonight. As everybody's working back around here to the front stretch.
Lucky dog coming high.
All right, now. See if we can get a hold of Jeff Scott here out of Social Outcast Racing. Good evening here, Jeff. How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's Adam Flinger up here in the booth. Just curious to see how you think your race is going to hold out here as you're coming down the home stretch here. Got 9 laps to go under caution yet again. I think this is our 6th caution of the night. Currently sitting third. What do you think your chances are bringing home a podium finish here tonight?
Pretty good, I suppose, if I don't wreck. We just got tires a few laps back or so I should maintain a pretty good speed, I guess. I don't know. I've been pretty conservative all night, and I just may run conservative yet again. I don't know yet, but we'll find out.
Well, I understand it's no points nights and everybody's just pretty much out here having fun. So that's, I guess, the big question. Are you having fun out there at Indianapolis tonight?
Oh, I'm having a great time. I'm driving a retard car, which is awesome. So it's amazing. So yeah, no, it's a blast.
Car looks great out there, and I never know what car you're coming out in because you do change that paint scheme a little bit.
Oh, it's just one of them cars, and a guy in our league has Down syndrome, so I figured I'd race, like them. So
K58, you will be getting
just for
the
fun.
yellow for that. You did come
That's it. You got to go and share the love, right?
Pretty sure
Yeah, absolutely. You always have to share the love, bud.
Alrighty. Well, it looks like lights are out on the pace car. We're going to be going green next time by. Good luck here tonight.
Hey, thank you, and I just want to give a special shout out to James Wagner. Hey, buddy, this car's for you, my friend.
Trying to say that's what caused the wreck?
Well, thank you.
You're quite welcome. Hopefully we can see it in the podium tonight.
Or in the wall.
Well, let's hope not.
All right, have yourself a good one.
Alrighty, you too.
Don't worry about it.
That was Jeff Scott out of Social Outcast. And sitting there in the 38 as he tries to put that car up there on a podium spot. Melton, though, definitely a strong contender. James Wagner, never count him out. Jeff Scott, we were just talking to, he's there in third. Chris Phillips here in second. Andrew Smith, our control car, is going to be on the inside lane. We've kind of seen this switch up a little bit here tonight between the drivers. Somewhat in that outside lane.
She was 60.
Well, I don't know there, Benjamin. I'm unsure on that. As I haven't really had too much word on that. We are side by side, ready to go. Green flag racing here tonight in the Gen 6 series for James Wagner Welding. A little bit of touch there off the start as they get the cars gassed up and going down the front stretch. It's 7 laps to go here tonight as they storm here into corner number 1 yet again. The 38 of Jeff Scott down there on the inside. Chris Melton out there on the outside. We know that car is strong. Steven Shue also with a strong car so far as he's getting up there on the outside. It's going to be interesting to see how this tire wear forms out as John Daniels came in the pit and he was leading the race for a little bit out there out front, and he came in to get some fresh tires as where laps are winding down, and he's looking to possibly get around. And oh no, the 38's in the wall. That is not, he said he was probably going to, oh boy, Pilon taking a ride. Believe it was Pilon, or was that Alex Bergen? Somebody took a ride there at the end of that. Oh, here we'll see them coming through the corner.
Can you give the 38 ELO?
38 comes up, across. And somebody came in and took a ride. I'm not exactly sure who that was. But the 38 come up the racetrack across Pylan's nose. As you see, broke a little loose, so I think he was trying to chase it up the racetrack some. And as he did, he came up across the nose of the 29, ends up getting hooked into the outside wall. Pylan going and skating down across, catching Wagoner. Wagoner trying to save it.
Hey, Rick.
Looking for
Just
Alan
coming up at my nose.
Bergen. As Bergen comes in, oh, what a hit! As he goes up in the air.
Looks normal.
And almost going over yet again. What a hit there from Bergen. We'll take another look here. As we're under caution, we're on board here with Bergen. As he comes through, he'll see the chaos in front of him. Not sure where to go. He thinks he's got to go high and ends up there and hitting.
Fuck you, Richard.
Oh boy, what a hit there for Bergen.
Bullshit.
Nope. You are. Kiss my ass, motherfucker.
Fucking dumb pig motherfuckers.
Yeah? What? What was that? Keep it up.
Got interesting radio chat that I can hear a little bit as the drivers are chit-chatting between themselves. And some of them just not happy with one another. Everyone on board was Andrew Smith here, running second at the time. Down here through the corner, it is front to back. Chris Phillips out front. Andrew Smith there in second. Chris Melton third. Stephen Shue fourth. John Daniels fifth. Richard Hurst there in sixth. Matthew Ace there in seventh. Tim Richardson in eighth. Ricky Evans there in ninth. Rick Baldwin in 10th. Johnny Hurst at 11th. Jimmy Pylan back here in 12th. James Wagoner dropped back to 13th after that unfortunate incident. Jason Kinney back here in 14th. Jeff Scott in 15th here.
I got an 8X, but I mean.
Hopefully up here in the booth we didn't give Scott a commentator curse, but let's take another commercial break to thank James Wagoner Welding for all they do for this series.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
I got two cars that's not damaged in front of me. Or behind me, I mean, sorry.
Alrighty. We're going to have a green-white checker here most likely. As last we are, as the pace car is going to come around and pull off, they're going to take the green flag at 3 to go. Well, maybe a little bit more than a green-white checker. A green-white checker is 2 laps. We got 3 laps to go. Stephen Shue, they're out in 3rd at the moment. Chris Melton in 4th. But I think those two are flip-flopped. That's Stephen Shue's on the outside. Chris Melton there is on the inside. So flip-flop those two names. As Chris Phillips is our lead car out there on the outside, I believe, with Andrew Smith on the inside. That's kind of why that outside lane is staggered a little farther forward, as Chris Phillips is the race leader. Pace car looking to pull off as Fred pulls it in. Or, I should say, whip it in like he's done all night long. And we're going to have 3 laps for these drivers to battle it out to finish this one out here tonight in the James Wagoner Welding Gen 6 Series. There we go. Fred's off of the racetrack. We are green flag racing once again here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway to bring to you the action of the Gen 6 Series here from James Wagoner Welding and the Roughneck Racing. Become elite as they come down here into corner number 1. It is Chris Phillips and Steven Shue pushing them. What a great restart there off a Shue as they come down here into 1 through the short stretch. Now into corner number 2. And looking back here at 3rd place, John Daniels trying to hold off Andrew Smith and just maybe not able to do it as Smith's getting a great run. He gets loose, though, so he has to back out of it just a touch. And that's going to hand John Daniels over that 3rd spot. Chris Melton, we know he's got a strong car as he's been up front most of the night in that number 49 machine. Rick Baldwin there in the number 19 is currently sitting 6th. Tim Richardson there in 7th and in that number 2 machine. Still up front, though, it's Chris Phillips with Steven Shue in 2nd. John Daniels there in 3rd. Andrew Smith there in 4th. Chris Melton 5th. Rick Baldwin 6th. Ace there in 7th. Tim Richardson, like I said, is now moving up there into 7th as Ace falls back to 8th. Kenny there in 9th, but battling hard to try to get up through there. And it looks like he might try to push it 3 wide coming up. And oh no, they are loose. And oh no, yeah, they keep it together. Ace ends up getting a bad end of that. They are off of the corner, though. Everybody's keeping it straight for the most part. Richard Hurst into the pits. 2 laps to go here at Indianapolis as they work through the corner. We got the train coming. There is Steven Shue sitting in 2nd. Andrew Smith there in 4th. So we got the teammates 1 and 2 right now. They kind of were hoping for this here earlier in the race as John Daniels is in the pits in that number 02 machine. And they got company here. The teammates are going to try to hold off the pack together as they come off the corner, final lap. Down through the corner here into the short chute. Oh, I'm sorry. Off a 2, down the backstretch for the final time. And we got 2 of them pushing each other. That's Rick Baldwin and Andrew Smith. Baldwin comes around them as that's Melton and Smith really pushing each other hard and end up giving the spot over to Baldwin as Baldwin moves up there in the 3rd. Down through the corner here into the short chute. And we got them down here on the straightaway. And it's going to be Phillips for the win. Shue in 2nd. Baldwin, after the other 2 kept pushing each other down the backstretch, gets around them and comes away with 3rd here tonight.
Are you mad?
I think there might be some distaste there from some of the drivers here as this one finished out the way the drivers were
Likewise.
pushing there on the last lap.
It's a fun race. It was the last lap. No points on the line. We were having fun.
Yep.
So results are in for tonight's race. Finishing in 1st is Chris Phillips. Steven Shue there in 2nd. Rick Baldwin 3rd. Andrew Smith there in 4th. Chris Melton there in 5th. Jason Kinney in 6th. Tim Richardson there in 7th. Jeff Scott finishes tonight in 8th. Ricky Evans finishes in 9th. Johnny Hurst in 10th. Jimmy Pollan will finish tonight in 11th. Matthew Ace there in 12th. James Wagoner 13th. John Daniels in 14th. Richard Hurst 15th. Brian Henning 16th. And in 17th is Ellen Bergen.
I know that.
18th goes to Matthew Gall. Benjamin Richards finishes 19th. And Tony Richards finishes tonight in 20th. I'll go over here and see if we can find our post-race drivers. Looking for the likes of Rick Baldwin. Good evening, Rick. How's it going?
Hey, what's up?
Got kind of lucky getting that third place there tonight.
Yeah, I didn't expect to be here. There's a lot of mess going on in the back and some different strategies going on, so it was rough.
Yeah, well, I think them two drivers ahead of you coming down the backstretch there on the final lap helped you out a little bit too.
Oh yeah, I was getting huge runs out of the corner, and I saw them battling, so I took it all the way to the grass to get around them. It was
Well, you kind of had to because they were locked tight. I don't know if there's going to be some beef between them two drivers or not, but
yeah. For some reason, drivers got a lot of beef tonight, myself included. Sometimes I guess, but it's no points, guys. It's all good.
yeah, it is a non-points race, and I guess they were just trying to be up here in the podium to get their name out there. I don't know,
Yep.
but
For some reason, the heat was turned up tonight.
yeah, it's not like it was a champion race or anything, right? You're just racing at the Brickyard. So, Baldwin, did your car feel good tonight then?
Yeah, it did when I could drive it. I kept getting caught up in incidents. Everybody's racing really hard. I tried to do my usual conservative driving, but being mid pack or back of the pack wasn't lucky for me.
Well, it got you lucky enough for tonight, getting you up into that third spot, into that third podium finish. Who's your sponsors and shout outs you'd like to try to give here tonight for helping you get up there into that podium?
Yeah, my teammates at Social Outcast Racing and Mac Real Estate, San Antonio, Texas. Thank you. And always like to thank Wagner's Welding for supporting the league and all of our admins who dedicate their time and effort to put all this on. And of course, the broadcaster. Thank you very much for hosting us tonight.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It gives me something to do and I enjoy it. So, but congrats on your third place, and we'll see you next week. Well, no, we won't. I won't see you next week because I am at the fair. So I forgot about that. So I'll have to touch base with the league admins here after the race.
Well, we seem to have these chats regularly, so I'm sure I'll see you again soon.
Oh, I'm sure you will. So you have
take care. Thank you.
You have a great night there, Rick. That was Rick Baldwin, our third place finisher. Now we're going to see if we can find Stephen Shue, our second place finisher. Good evening there, Steve. How's it going?
Oh, doing pretty good.
You got a second place tonight, and your teammate there got the win.
Yeah, I was glad I could help out where I could help out. I mean, we had the right strategy tonight. We was working real good together.
Well, it definitely did seem like you two were up front and working well together. There was a couple times, though, where you got a little bit split up, but you guys didn't let that deter you from the job at hand and getting that finish tonight in the well, I guess you can call it an all-star race. I don't know if it is or not, but it was a non-points race nonetheless.
Yeah, it was a non-points race. Hopefully it gets me out of my slump. But, yeah, Chris Phillips has come over to Foothills. He couldn't be a better fit. And, I mean, I got my nickname for him. I call him Dr. Phil because he is the doctor on the track.
Well, he definitely seemed to know what he was doing here tonight. That the strategy definitely played out well, and having the fast cars didn't help much. Help matters too. You guys seem to have the speed tonight.
Oh yeah, I don't know if it was just luck tonight, but me and Chris there, we dipped in, had older tires than everybody else, and we was working our way back to the field, and just when I went to the front, old tires, and if that caution wouldn't have come out, I think we could have walked away.
It's very possible. That late race caution definitely threw a wrench into some people's strategies, I think, there at the end. And it's definitely going to be interesting to see how the rest of this week goes, because I know there was some contact there on that last lap, so it's going to be interesting to keep an eye on.
Yeah, there's going to be some tempers flaring. I will tell you that. I know you can see the Discord chat. I'm not going to say too much about it.
I don't pay attention to it. I just let the drivers go. I'm just here to broadcast. You guys have the pits all to yourselves.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, good group of guys out tonight. Everybody was racing super clean, super hard. Got to get a shout out to Roughneck in general because I mean everybody out there tonight was doing a pretty good job.
Oh, everybody was keeping it clean till the final lap, it seemed.
Yeah, I was watching it unfold. Luckily, it was unfolding behind me and Chris.
That's where you want it to be, right?
Oh yeah, if you noticed, I told him, I said, we're no pressure. I said, they're falling back. I said, we got 10 car lengths. Just keep rolling. Run your race.
Well, they got the third and fourth there when they come out of turn two. They were kind of hooked together, and that kind of helped Baldwin get. He had to take the bottom of the racetrack to get around them, and came away with third. So I don't know who. I don't know who didn't want to get off of who, but
Well, as long as they wasn't on me or Chris, we were good. We was having a good time. Chris said, "If you got it, take it." I said, "I got to run, but I'm pushing you." I said, "We're just going to put as much separation between that and us as we can."
yeah, and sometimes that's the best thing to do whenever you're, non-points race and you're both in the podium position. And sometimes that's just the best thing. I mean, I know a lot of teams that get the mentality, we'll work together, but if we get into that championship, all bets are off. I know another league I broadcast on Sunday nights. There's one team there trying to get all three of their drivers into the final four, and the one team member goes, "I'll help you guys get there." He goes, "But when that night hits, all bets are off. It's every man for himself."
It wasn't like that. Me, Chris Barker, and Jeffrey done that not last season, but the season before. We hit 1, 2, 3 in both Monday and Wednesday night. I won the Monday night championship, and Chris won the Wednesday night championship.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be some help, but it's definitely going to be less than what a normal week would be.
Well, no, not when it's on Foothills. When you're on Team Foothills, it's all about the team. It ain't about the driver.
Okay.
That's one thing we pride ourselves on. That's why we work good together.
Well, like I said, this team, they work together well, but yeah, the one driver said, they come that championship night, we'll get up there to the front, and it's every man for himself, pretty much up there in the top.
I just got a message from Barker. He said he was screaming at his TV. But yeah, Fleeger, I'll give a shout out to my teammate there, Chris, for the win. Man, he had the car to beat tonight. Got to give a shout out to Barker. He's taking a week off. Ledford, for always being there and being team captain. Definitely Foothills Motorsports. We're a good team, work good together. Got to get a shout out to Roughneck. Got give a shout out to Jamie at Wagner's Welding for sponsoring. Got a shout out to Jeff Gall for Mag Real Estate, and for the admins, and just a shout out to everybody. And I appreciate what you're doing up there, Adam.
All right, well, it's my pleasure, and glad to be here. I know Mother Nature had different plans for me last week, and Richard was able to cover it, and I'm glad for that. So, but
I'm just glad you got your computer fixed.
Well, I don't have it fixed yet.
Oh, I ain't got to see the broadcast yet. It better be good. It better
Well,
be a good broadcast. I'll go back and watch them.
I'm probably burning it up. It's probably what's happening to my computer at the moment. I'm probably burning my PC up, or the CPU up, because I ended up boosting it and boosting the GPU to try to get a little bit more performance out of it. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. I know I need a new CPU here in the very future. So we're running it, and it's like an old saying. I know some people with cars, you run it till it dies. So we're gonna keep going until it can't go no more.
I understand that.
So yeah, I got looking at a new CPU for my machine for what I'm doing and what I want. To get the CPU and a proper cooler for it looks about to be $430. So.
Well, it sounds like you're gonna have to broadcast a lot more races.
That's it.
Well, Adam, you have a good race, a good night tonight.
Well, you too there, Shu, and enjoy that second place.
All right, thank you.
Alrighty, let's see if we can get with our race winner. Good evening, Chris. How's it going?
Going pretty good.
Well, you got the race win here tonight, bringing Steven Shu with you there for the second place. You guys definitely had a great restart off that last caution.
Yeah, I chose the top there. I had my teammate, man. It was just it was a great race. It was a great team race there, man. We pushed each other and just drove up to the field together. I mean, wouldn't have anybody else behind me there.
Yeah, you definitely had a great team Bear behind you with Shu there in second. You both worked really well. I know there was a few times throughout the race where you guys kind of got split up, but you still kept with it and got back up there and got together there when it mattered there at the end. And I know Steve saw things in his rearview mirror. I don't know if you were kind of worried about that at all or not, but like Steve said, it was behind you. It wasn't too much of a worry.
I was literally gonna say the same thing. You don't look at the past either, do you? It's really there. Look out the front. No, I mean having your teammate behind you don't have to. He was right there, racing people hard. So
No, it seemed like everybody was racing hard, even though it was a non-points race, and there wasn't really anything on the line. Drivers definitely put it all out on the line tonight, and I don't know if that was just because there was no points, so they knew that they could possibly push harder for a win without affecting their points. And I mean, it's hard to say.
yeah, I mean people were racing a little bit harder, but I mean still up front we raced pretty good. Everybody did. We didn't have much issues up there.
It was definitely a great race to watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this when we go back and watch it. It looked like it should have been a good one from up front. I mean, the top, I don't know, 5 or 6 there. We raced pretty good the whole race. Even though we got off sequence and we had to work our way back up, we all got back there at the end and raced it out. The top guys did, and it was fun.
Well, I will say, yeah, the pack pretty much stayed together for the most part tonight. Even though it was single file, which happens here in Indy, uh, it was still it still provided pretty good racing. But
Yeah, it was fun.
Who's your sponsors and shout outs you want to give here tonight for helping you get into that victory position?
I've got the old Jackson kayak on there. Got to do the kayak and fishing, but foothills for sure. I'm gonna slap some foothills on this car, just like the truck, and got Jeff over there, Steve, and Chris. I probably wouldn't be in Victory Lane if Chris was here, so I appreciate Chris taking the week off.
Well, I know there was another Chris that might have been giving you a little bit of a problem. That was Chris Melton. I know he had a fast car here tonight, but unfortunately he fell back in the 5th position.
Yeah, I got behind him there and rode behind him for a while and saving some fuel. And, school's always in session. I know he's fast, so always learning.
If you're not learning, there's something wrong, right?
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Every day should be learning something, whether it be on the racetrack, here on the sim, or whatever, wherever.
Yeah.
I always take that every day. There's always something to learn. Nobody knows everything.
Except for your wife. I love it.
Well, are we sure they know everything? I mean, they claim they do, but it's like,
Your wife, always.
Oh, yeah, you got to keep them happy. Well, Chris, you have a great night and enjoy the victory here tonight. And we'll see if you can pull it off again Wednesday night I believe the trucks are here Wednesday night.
Yep, we'll be back here Wednesday, and it'd be nice to go back to back. Maybe we push Steven up there for victory. It'd be nice.
Well, how many team members do you got? Is it just you and Steve?
No, it's me, Steve, Chris, and Jeff.
Okay.
All the foothill boys.
Alrighty. Well, good luck to you Wednesday night. I don't know quite who's broadcasting that yet, if it's me or if it's going to be Richard again. But either way, I know you guys will put on a good show, and we'll be glad to bring you a good show to watch after. So.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you guys hosting, broadcasting for us. You guys do a good job.
Well, we appreciate that. Unfortunately, the last 2 nights I haven't been.
Wagoner too, and them guys for putting on this series. I haven't got Victory Lane, so I don't get to talk very much. But I like to appreciate them, or shout out to them for hosting this whole thing. And it led me in this league. I appreciate it because it's pretty fun with you guys.
It definitely was fun to watch, and glad you had a great time. And definitely, James Wagoner Welding does a lot for this league and other areas. I know that they do quite good work, so definitely like to give them their shout out and the due diligence for them.
I plan on working on this whole interview thing, so we'll talk to you soon.
Already, yeah. We'll catch you later there, Chris. Enjoy your victory, and hopefully you'll be talking to either myself or Richard on Wednesday night.
All right now.
Alrighty. Have a great night.
Yeah.
All right, I was our winner here tonight of Chris Phillips. Hope everybody enjoyed the broadcast. Sorry I wasn't on camera, as I once again was not in the best shape to be on camera tonight. I have lots going on here at home, so I kind of had the camera shut off the last couple of days. Hopefully Wednesday night we'll be back up with the camera if everything goes as planned. But like I said, there's lots going on this week. Still getting things situated here at the house. It's family turmoil has kind of turned up and stuff, and as you heard, the PC, I'm trying to make sure that I don't burn it up too quickly, as we got things going on, and definitely appreciate everybody that watches week out in and week out, and we'll catch you on our next stream Wednesday night, whether it be here with Roughneck or over at the Old Glory. So hope everybody has a great night. We'll catch you later.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.